Have you ever sat alone in a very quiet night? Everything around you was silent, but inside your mind the noise felt unbearable. Some people spend the whole day smiling and talking normally, but when night comes, they feel as if they are falling into an emptiness nobody understands. Some people have money, work, relationships, and everything they once dreamed about. Yet deep inside, they still feel that something is missing, something they cannot even explain. We grew up in a world where everyone was taught to look outside. People teach us how to make money, how to become successful, how to gain recognition from others. But almost nobody teaches us how to look deeply into our own mind. That is why modern people have more comfort than ever before, yet they feel more anxious, more connected, yet more lonely, more information, yet more lost, because we know so much about the world, but understand so little about ourselves. There is a truth very few people realize. Most human suffering does not come from the outside world. It comes from a mind constantly pulled by the outside world. One sentence can make you happy for the entire day. One look can keep you awake all night. One message is enough to completely change your mood. This proves that many people live like leaves inside a storm. Wherever the wind blows, their emotions follow. When people praise you, you feel happy. When people criticize you, you suffer. When someone loves you, you feel valuable. When someone leaves you, it feels as if your world collapses. But think deeply for a moment. If your happiness depends completely on other people, then your life has already been placed in their hands. The Buddha once taught, no one can truly make you suffer unless your own mind allows it. But most people do not understand this, because they always believe the problem exists outside themselves. They blame work, they blame family, they blame society, they blame fate, while the real suffering comes from the reaction inside the mind. A meditation master once shared a story. There was a man who became angry every single day because of a barking dog next door. He could not sleep. He became irritated. He believed the dog was destroying his life. Then one day, he moved somewhere else. There were no barking dogs anymore, but he became annoyed by children, then traffic, then music, then many other small things. At that moment, he finally realized the problem was never the noise. The problem was the mind constantly resisting reality, and that is what many people fail to understand throughout their entire life. People try to change the entire world just to find peace, but they never learn how to return and master their own mind. Modern people are like someone desperately searching for water in the desert, while the spring has always existed inside them. We spend our youth chasing recognition. We want fame. We want success. We want love. We want money. But after all of that, many people still feel empty inside, because nothing outside can fill the emptiness within if the mind is not peaceful. Meditation is not something mystical. Meditation is not about becoming a special person. Meditation is simply the moment you begin looking deeply into yourself. For the first time in your life, you truly realize, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling afraid. And the most beautiful thing is this. The moment you become aware of an emotion, you are no longer completely controlled by it. Just like turning on a light inside a dark room, the darkness instantly becomes weaker. Awareness is the light. Unconsciousness is the darkness. Many people believe meditation means sitting still without thinking, but the more you try to stop thoughts, the more chaotic the mind becomes. It is like trying to calm water by hitting it with your hands. The water only becomes more disturbed. A peaceful mind is not a mind without thoughts. A peaceful mind is a mind no longer controlled by thoughts. You still have emotions. You still have memories. You still have worries, but they move through you like clouds passing through the sky. They no longer drown you. There is a story I once heard from an old monk. Long ago, there was a young boy with a terrible temper. Whenever he became angry, he shouted, he broke things, he hurt people around him. His father did not punish him. Instead, he gave the boy a bag of nails and said, Every time you become angry, hammer one nail into the fence behind the house. On the first day, the boy hammered more than 30 nails. But slowly, as he continued doing this, he began to understand the exhaustion created by anger. Months later, the number of nails became fewer and fewer, until one day, he stopped hammering nails completely. Then the father said, "Now every day you control your anger. Remove one nail from the fence." Finally, the last nail was removed. The father brought the boy to the fence and said, "Do you see? The holes are still there. Words spoken in anger are the same. Some wounds never completely heal." From that moment, the boy understood the true victory in life is not defeating others, but mastering your own mind. In Buddhism, the strongest person is not the one who defeats thousands of enemies, but the one who masters himself. Because the outside world is difficult to control, but when your mind is strong enough, no storm can sweep you away. Many people spend their entire life searching for happiness, but they do not realize true happiness does not come from gaining more things. It comes from depending less on things. The more you depend on praise, the more you suffer from criticism. The more you depend on love, the more you fear abandonment. The more you depend on material things, the more anxious you become when loss appears. So the greatest freedom is not getting everything you want. It is no longer being chained by anything inside you. Many people ask, how can the mind stay peaceful in a life filled with pressure? The answer is simple, but very difficult to practice. Learn how to observe. When anger appears, know that you are angry. When sadness appears, know that you are sad. When greed appears, know that you are being greedy. Do not rush to fight it. Do not rush to judge it. Simply observe clearly. You will realize emotions are like ocean waves. They come and go. Nothing lasts forever. There was once a businessman who came to a meditation temple because of depression. He said he had everything, but he had not slept peacefully for many years. He constantly feared losing what he owned. The meditation master asked him only one question. When you were born, did you bring anything into this world? The businessman became silent. The master asked again, when you die, can you take anything with you? He remained silent. Then the master smiled and said, if one day everything must be let go, why live today as if everything belongs to you forever? The man began to cry. There are truths so simple, yet people spend almost their entire life before finally understanding them. The thing that causes the deepest suffering is attachment. We want everything to happen our way. We want others to understand us, to love us, to never leave us. But life has always been impermanent. The tighter we hold on, the more painful it becomes. An awakened person is not someone without emotions, but someone who understands the true nature of emotions, without chasing them, without resisting them, simply observing them quietly. Like the sky does not fight against dark clouds. It is simply wide enough to let everything pass through. Perhaps true maturity is not the moment you earn a lot of money, but the moment your mind becomes peaceful toward things that once created chaos inside you. It is when you no longer need to win every argument, no longer need to prove yourself to the world, no longer lose sleep because of a few careless words. That is real strength. Life is very short, much shorter than we imagine. Some people are smiling and talking in the morning, and by evening, they become only a memory. So instead of living with resentment and endless comparison, perhaps it is better to learn how to live mindfully each day. Eat one meal slowly. Listen to the rain without touching your phone. Look at someone you love with gratitude before it is too late. Because, in the end, the most valuable thing is not how much you own, but whether your mind is truly peaceful. If today you feel tired, lost, or overwhelmed by life, then remember this. You do not need to control the whole world to find peace. You only need to learn how to return to yourself. Try sitting quietly for a few minutes. Listen to the wind. Listen to your breathing. Listen to your heartbeat. And then you will realize, all these years, what you were searching for outside has always existed within you. And perhaps that is the most important journey in human life. The journey back to yourself.